Hey VP Winos, Nate here from the Vino Paraiso wine store. You're probably asking yourself, where am I at? And actually, I'm sitting on the steps of the old schoolhouse on the Alexander Valley Vineyards property. You look behind me and you can see a whole bunch of grapevines in the background with some Cab Sauv growing on it, probably about ready to be harvested. Anyways, we're sitting here in the heart of Sonoma County, and Sonoma County actually brings you some famous wine regions such as Dry Creek, Russian River Valley, and Alexander Valley. And Alexander Valley is actually an AVA, but it's also a winery. And it was one of the first wineries here in the area. Back in 1841, a gentleman named Cyrus Alexander actually founded the Alexander Valley when he moved here and settled the area. By 1846, he had started planting his first vineyard and was growing grapes. But it really didn't come into its present condition until the 1960s when the Wetzel family, which is the current owners of the property, purchased it, and they've since the 70s been producing wine under the name Alexander Valley Vineyards. And it's a huge property. There's over 600 acres of estate-grown wines. They're producing 12 different grape varietals, from Chardonnays to Cabs, Cab Franc, some Merlots, Pinots even, and they've got some great Zins, a huge selection of Zins. So this is a fantastic winery, a fantastic property. The people here are just so nice and friendly. They toured us around the property earlier today. We saw the caves, we saw all the barrels with a rack in it, and they're just producing some handcrafted wines, and we love family owned and operated businesses because you know that they truly take pride in what they're doing, and this place is no exception. So today the wine I'm going to share with you is the Alexander Valley Estate Chardonnay, and we don't talk a lot about whites on our little videos here because, you know, I prefer red whites. Yvette, I prefer red wines. Yvette prefers red wine, so we kind of gravitate towards those, and we talk about the wines we like to drink, so that, you know, if you're liking what we're liking and you like our recommendations, you know, you're gonna find some winners out there. So we're gonna spend a little time on a white wine. It's their Estate Chardonnay. This is 2012 vintage. I think they're moving on to the 2013 now, so they're, either way, you're gonna be fine. Whatever vintage you find the Chardonnay, it's gonna be great. With their estate wines, what they're really looking for is consistency. So they're going to produce a really great wine year after year that's pretty consistent in taste. Some of their other wines, their reserves, are going to be driven by the year and the terroir and what happened. So those wines might vary and fluctuate quite differently from year to year, but the estates are going to stay pretty much the same. So anyways, we're talking about a Chardonnay. It's a real light straw yellow color, and so the way they make this is that 70% is steel, it's fermented, cold fermented in steel barrels, and the other 30% is aged in French oak. So what that means is most of it is unoaked, and the other 30% is malolactic fermented, which is what gives wine its creaminess. Now, you know, one of the things with Chardonnays is some people like buttery, oaky Chardonnays. That's malolactic fermented. Other people don't like that taste. They like a crisper, lighter one. That usually is 100% stainless steel. This one's a little different because it's a blend of the two, but it's a great quality. So what you're going to find is on the nose, you're going to get some apple and some pear and some of those nice Chardonnay aromas. The taste starts off nice and crisp with a long finish. It's real light and fruity to begin with, but it's also got that structure and the creaminess and a little bit of oakiness, but it's not overbearing. So that's what that 30% French oak barrel aging has given it, is that little bit of body and structure. So if you're a Chardonnay fan and you like a little bit of oak and buttery, this one's going to please you. If you hate that stuff, this one's going to please you too. It's kind of a combination of the two. It's a real crowd pleaser, I would put it as, and a very enjoyable wine. It's also under 20 bucks. So where else can you find a great Chardonnay with family owned and operated produced? It's made from estate grown grapes, and It's Alexander Valley. Now, this area is Sonoma County. It's not quite as pricey as Napa, so you're going to get some value there. But you're also getting tremendous value for the Alexander Valley Vineyards wine. A lot of these other wineries in the area, they're producing wines of equal, maybe not quite as good quality, and they're going to charge you a bunch more for it. So this one's a winner in my book, and you know, we've even liked it so much we actually included it in our wine club. So that's kind of what we wanted to share today with you guys, is hanging out here at the Alexander Valley Vineyards. You get a chance to get up to Sonoma, visit them, stop in their tasting room, say hi. They got a great tasting menu, and you'll love the wines. But if you don't have a chance, stop in our store, order online. We got quite a few of their wines online, and specifically check out the Chard. Cheers, Nate from Vino Paraiso.